Whew. Hi, Facebook. Trying to gather my thoughts here on the nightmare I just witnessed for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and especially for LeBron James. Last couple of minutes of a game, I thought they would win. I thought they could win. I thought they should have won. Again, I'll have a lot more thoughts, maybe clearer thoughts, tomorrow morning, 9:30 to noon Eastern Time on Undisputed Fox Sports 1. We're live from Cleveland. If you're watching, you Cleveland fans, please come out and join us. We got a great show, great lineup. You may not love this part, but we have Wanda Durant back for another special appearance on Undisputed. She was with us in Oakland. Kevin's mom, obviously. Kevin Durant took over down the stretch of that game and I think cinched the 2017 Finals MVP. The Warriors are going to sweep now. That was it. Do or die, sink or swim, north or south. It was right there on a silver platter for LeBron James, and to a second degree, lesser degree, for Kyrie Irving, and neither could close the deal. And it all started to unravel when Cleveland had a 4-point lead. I'm going completely off the top of my head here, so bear with me. But it's a 4-point lead, and they get the offensive rebound and kick it back out to LeBron, and he's going to kill some clock. And I tweeted, this game was on a silver platter for LeBron just to freight train it to the basket and take over the game. You're going to have the guts to go to the free throw line and ice it at the free throw line if they're going to send you there. Or you're just going to get to the rim, or maybe, as he did once a couple possessions before, you'll find a wide open three-point shooter. That was J.R. Smith, who made a big clutch one that looked like it had put them in position to close the deal. But it all started to unravel when LeBron dribbled out some of the clock, which I liked, because you can't let Golden State just run up and down the floor, which they tried to do for the first half. Gave up 67 points, and I have no idea how they were still hanging in the game at 67-61. But LeBron winds up taking a fall-away jump shot from maybe 15-ish feet, and the degree of difficulty is a 9.5. It's just such a hard shot. And once again, it's LeBron not having the guts just to be LeBron, be the great LeBron James, be the Mount Rushmore player that LaShannon Sharp keeps saying he is on Undisputed. You've got the game in the palm of your hand. They can't keep you from the rim. You're the greatest driver of the basketball ever, and you shoot a pathetic fadeaway that doesn't even sniff a chance to go in. It's way short. It just nicks the front of the rim. And they go the other way and get a quick, easy basket. And Kevin Durant got a mismatch the first time and made a little baseline 3 or 4 footer. Interesting, it was the shot that he missed when LeBron fouled him. You remember in the pivotal game 2 of the 2012 finals, Oklahoma City against Miami, after Oklahoma City had won game 1. And again, LeBron, that was the turning point of LeBron's career, because he got away with a foul with 10 seconds left, and got the rebound and went the other way and did make the 2 free throws to ice the game. And then, of course, Miami went home and won 3 straight, and it was over. And LeBron finally had his first ring after 9 years. But the point tonight was that this is it. The king at home in his house has to just ice the game. You got to get to the rim, make a shot at the rim, or get to the free throw line. And we all know, all the stats show, LeBron runs from the free throw line late in games. He's to put it nicely, a below average free throw shooter. And that's just such a tough, bad shot to take at that moment when you have the game in your hands. You're up 4 with a minute and something, what was a minute 20 maybe left, and boom, goes the other way, and Durant made that shot, and then LeBron let Kevin just walk right into an open 3-point shot. And I don't know why. I don't know why LeBron couldn't take him for the whole game, because when he did take him, it worked. Richard Jefferson did a yeoman's job. He gut-checked it. He fought and scratched and clawed when he tried to guard Kevin. But Kevin went cold, or at least cool, in the third quarter, and somehow, because they started Cleveland to take the air out of the ball, they actually held Golden State to only 22 points in the third quarter and took what felt like a fairly commanding lead after 3 quarters. Well, this is LeBron James. This is Mount Rushmore. This is a guy that LaShannon Sharp says is better than Michael Jordan. This is a guy, he says he's hand in hand with Michael Jordan. But the point is that this is a game the NBA needed. This is a game I wanted. I was rooting for LeBron tonight because this is a game that this league needed to say, hey, we do have a competitive finals, and we do have a competitive playoffs, and we do have a competitive league. And it all went up in smoke right here in Cleveland, Ohio. And it just wears me out, and it tears my guts out, because this is over now. Cleveland's going to get swept. So LeBron, on his legacy, is going to have now 2 sweeps. He's going to get swept twice in the finals. Obviously, my Spurs, 07, 08. 07 was the finals, actually. And now, here in 17, 10 years later, he's going to get swept by Golden State. I don't think Golden State is invincible. I think Cleveland is a below-average defensive team. They finished 22nd in defense. They sucked it up, gutted it out tonight. That's about the best they can play on defense. But I kept tweet screaming in the first half that LeBron had to take some air out of the ball. I don't know why, what possessed him. It's insane to think that he thought that he could, be stubbornly proud and try to run with Golden State. It was 67-61 at halftime. It's just way too many points. Obviously, they're on pace to score, 67 times 2 points. What's that, 134 points? It's absurd. You can't win at that pace. Again, they got the pace down some in the second half, but it was in part because Golden State just finally went cold. And I'm going to remind all those Spurs fans out there and all you nuts who think that Golden State's all-time great, my San Antonio Spurs had them down 23 in the third quarter in their building in Game 1 when Kawhi Leonard got knocked out of the game by Zaza Pacheep shot. And they're not invincible. They weren't invincible tonight. They went cool in the third quarter and for parts of the fourth quarter. So the game is screaming for LeBron to win it. And again, I've always called Kyrie the closer. He had another shot where, again, his problem is he's playing against the best perimeter defender in basketball. And he can get him to the rim and make shots at the rim on Klay Thompson, but he just didn't have it tonight. I think he made maybe one jump shot. Kyrie did. Just didn't have it from any distance. He made scoop layups, globetrotter shots off the glass like nobody maybe has ever made. And that was a game of rare shot making on both sides. It was one of the great playoff games I've ever watched. Certainly one of the great finals games I've ever watched, just on pure shot making on both sides. I loved it. I was highly entertained by both teams, but I am incredibly deflated by the final 2 minutes because I wanted to see the Cavs close the deal and just make it interesting. At least make it 2-1 going to a Game 4 in the King's house, and let's see what he's got left in the tank. Well, this was his game because the one huge advantage that Cleveland has on Golden State is LeBron on anybody. Nobody can guard him. Klay can bother Kyrie, especially on the perimeter. But nobody can keep LeBron from the rim, especially when they go small. Even Draymond, as great a defender as he can't stop him. And a couple of times it wound up Klay switched on to LeBron. And LeBron just wouldn't attack him, wouldn't take quick advantage. And he had one driving layup that just he kind of shied from the rim. I don't know what he was doing, and he missed it badly. You can't do that. You have to just say, this is my game in my house. I'm going to the basket. I'm freight training. There's never been a greater driver of the basketball in the history of this game than LeBron James. And why he didn't close the deal tonight is beyond me, but I guess it's predictable. as you know, I've never been the biggest LeBron fan. I think he's the best passer in basketball, greatest driver of the basketball ever. Obviously, physical freak, triple-double waiting to happen. Nobody can stuff the stat box more, the stat sheet better than LeBron James can. But when it's time to make the money shots and the money plays in a game against clearly a very good basketball team in Golden State, a team that's been on a mission all year to get even for blowing that 3-1 lead to this Cleveland team last year, you just have to rise above it. I acknowledged before the before the finals started, LeBron James is going to be the best player on the court. He's better than Kevin Durant, but he hasn't been for 3 games. Kevin Durant has started to make his case that he is now the best player in basketball. And again, those 2 late shots were huge. And I congratulate Golden State. I congratulate Kevin. I will congratulate his mother, Wanda, tomorrow on Undisputed. Don't miss her. She'll be on, I'm not sure what time, a little later in the show. We're on from 9:30 to noon Eastern Time. We'll be out Gateway Plaza, as we have been the last 2 days, next to the Q here in Cleveland, Ohio. I look forward to talking to you then. I look forward to hearing what LaShannon Sharp has to say. Chris Broussard, who did predict that this was going to be a sweep, is a Cleveland guy, big LeBron fan, but he just thinks Golden State's the greatest team ever. I don't. I will argue with him about that and maybe convince him otherwise tomorrow. And back by popular demand will be, again, Wanda Durant and Michael Rappaport, who was all over LaShannon Sharp the other day saying it's going to be a sweep. But I think both Broussard and Rappaport, I think they were scared tonight. I think they knew that that game was on a silver platter for LeBron to close that deal. Again, I said it would be a 3-point win for LeBron, that he would be the star of the game, because it was made for him, and it was until it wasn't. And again, how many times have I said I think that LeBron lacks the clutch gene, and I think there was a classic case of he just lacked the clutch gene. Even went to the bitter end when he went up to take a shot right in the face of Iguodala, the Finals MVP from 2015, who turned around that Finals when he started guarding LeBron James in Game 4 in the King's house, and he just knocked the ball right out of LeBron's hands and went the other way. You know the rest of the story. Steph got fouled, made the 2 free throws that iced the game, and just King came up small. I'm not sure the King is the King anymore. I think the new King is now Kevin Durant. And I think next year Kawhi Leonard will continue to make his case that he might be the best 2-way player in basketball. But Kevin has risen. He has shown out. He has backed up his move from Oklahoma City to Golden State to chase that ring. He made no bones about it. He was not ashamed of it. 10th year in the league, he said, I want to go max my chances of winning a ring. And not only did he max out by going along for the ride, quote unquote, he drove the car. He drove the float all the way to the parade that will be in Oakland. Let's see, they'll close out here on Friday. So when will the parade be? Monday, I guess, in Oakland. So congratulations to all you Golden State fans out there watching. Wanda, if you're watching, look forward to see you tomorrow on Undisputed. Congratulations to you and your son. You did it. You pulled it off. Way to go, Golden State. I'll see you tomorrow, all of you watching on Facebook Live right now. Skip Bayless. You'll see us again, 9:30 to noon Eastern Time, right here in Cleveland, Gateway Plaza, next to the Q. Sorry I'm so deflated, but I really thought this was going to be a fairly interesting, if not very interesting, series after tonight. I said Golden State in 7. I was wrong. Golden State in 4. My only silver lining is I win yet another case of Diet Mountain Dew, the nectar of the gods, the breakfast of champions, from LaShannon Sharp. And I guess this now ends forever, once and for all, the talk that LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan. I'm out. Good night, Facebook.